I think this could be Giant's best map to date. Hello everyone, this is Farmsim Guy here. I hope you're all doing well. It's finally here. Yes, the DLC comes out on Tuesday, and a massive thank you to Giant for sending me an early preview copy to let me give you a little bit of a tour and a look around and have a look at this DLC. So, I thought our first video should really be a nice tour of the Silverrun Forest map. Now, I have had a quick look around this before prepping this vid, just to get my bearings and have a look and make sure I don't miss anything out, but I am really impressed, I have to say. I think this could well be Giant's best map to date. Now, of course, we all know this is a forestry DLC, and we all know that there isn't a lot of fields on this map, so let's set that out from the start. If you're expecting a farming map, it very much is not that, but it has the potential to be if you wanted to be further down the line, and there are some fields there, so you aren't completely devoid of any farming activity. Without wasting any more time, let's go down and have a look at what is what. Now, this is your spawn point when you first load in the map. You're on this lovely bridge with a stream running underneath you there, down into a waterfall, so you can head down using the stairs here, down to your farmhouse. So let's run all the way down here, and while we're heading down here, we will jump to the PDA. So there you go, there is your PDA. As you can see, you've got the town of Silverrun down at the bottom here, with the majority of sell points and productions down along the side of the lake. You can see your 4 fields there. There are actually just 3 numbered fields, but there is a 4th big grassy area just here as well, next to the shop. And then you can see all of these forestry paths really up into the woods there. There is a main road that runs through everything as well, but there are lots and lots of dirt tracks off the beaten track in between the trees where you can get your logging equipment in and stuck into some really good forestry work. As well as the usual productions, we have our new productions. You have the boatyard just here, and the roller coaster, which has a different sign here with this little construction, this little hammer, this little construction sign. So first time we have seen that on the map as well. But this is your start farm just here. I'm here, that's the farmhouse. So what we'll do, we will start from there and we'll go and have a little bit of a tour. And I think we'll start in the town and we'll do a loop around. What do you get in terms of farmland in new farmer mode? You get these 3 spaces here. So quite a lot of space, all forestry as well. So you don't get any of these fields straight away, you just get these 3 forestry areas. In terms of the equipment you start with as well, we have the Volvo BM. Now, I have bought a second one, just so you know, but you get 1 of these to start with. You get forestry machines, the Komatsu logging machine, and a trailer, the Volvo BM SM462 trailer. You get a chainsaw, and you get the Taj Fun logging winch, which I am a big fan of. So you don't get much to start with, which is interesting. So what we'll do, we'll go from our farmhouse here. We will probably jump the little Volvo here, and we will head down into the town. But if you want to see some of the machinery, we'll do a separate video looking at some of the machinery in a little bit more detail and giving it a go. But again, I think the models look fantastic. Really, really nicely detailed models. I love the fact that when you start the game, they are already dirty and a little bit worn. You're not getting fresh, shiny machinery. Like you've already been here and you've been working this land for a while. So that's very nice as well. And this is the first opportunity we've got to see the Volvo tractor as well, which looks very nice indeed. The detail in the engine there, very nice. There's the logging winch as well. We will leave that there for now though, and we will jump in this and we will head into the town. Now, before we jump into the tracks, I just wanted to touch on some of the new missions that are available on this map as well. There we go, we've got the Deadwood mission, which is an opportunity to cut down dead trees on the land. These are marked specifically, so you don't cut down the wrong ones. But once you've cut them down, you can then sell them and make a little bit of money on them. So, very nice. Second type of mission is a transport mission. So, trees that have already been felled will be you'll be requested to take them to the southern sawmill. So, you will find pickup points around the map, and you'll need to go and collect them and take them over to there. And finally is the rock removal missions that we've already heard a little bit about in one of the earlier blogs. For this, you basically take the hydraulic breaker, the paladin breaker, and a skid steer, and you go and crush the rocks that have been marked. And it says you get a penalty if you do any other rocks, so it's going to be interesting to see what those are. But we're in our tractor now. We're going to head down into the town, and we're going to have a look about. Now, this gives us our first opportunity to see the map, see some of the new trees, and I have to say, the detailed, I've found a new way of putting trees on the map, and it shows, you can really see the detail. Now, there's some subtle differences. Look at the mist hanging in the trees as well. There's some really nice new visual features on this map. So just over there, you can see the mist just hanging in the trees, and you do get that moving around the map. You start to see a fair bit of that, which is great. But look at this. Performance-wise, it's slick as you would expect for the base game map. But as we run down into the town here, you can see all these new different varieties of trees as well. There's the town. Lovely to see these new models as well, in keeping with the area. And I think, like I said in my preview video before we got a hold of this, the feedback certainly from the US side of the pond have said that it does feel very authentic and very, very in keeping with this area of the States. I think it's believed to be up there in Washington type area. So there we go. Lots and lots of lovely particle, steam and smoke effects, which is nice in some of these productions. Let's just have a look at the productions. Actually, a lot of people walking around the town as well. I'll avoid running them over if I can. Now, we have got a lot of new and interesting productions. So we have now a flooring factory. We have pet accessories. We have a shingle factory, art accessories. We have a barrel factory. We have a wood turner, a furniture factory, and obviously we know we've got our boatyard here, and we've got our construction for our roller coaster here. So lots and lots of new types of production as well. Up here we've got the rural farm, which looks like just a sell point as well. And again, here we've got production. There's the paper factory just there. And over here we have the mine shaft, which we will definitely be going to check out later on. And then over here is the other sawmill as well. So we've got two sawmills on the map. The big sawmill is here. And in addition to those new productions, we also have new sell points. We've got the hotel, fire department, Sunnyside Cafe, vintage clothes, the Silverrun Market just here. We have the sawmill, which is a sell point. We have got the rural farm, which we've already mentioned. Next to the mine, we have the debris crusher as well. And up here, we have the container warehouse. And how could I forget, we have the Waffle Hut North, and if I come over here, we have the Waffle Hut South. So, let's get back on the right side of the road. We'll just do a little bit of a lap of the town here, just to give you an idea for what it looks like, before we head up into the forest and away from here. Lovely to see so much detail on these models as well. Very nicely done, very nicely weathered. I like it a lot. Now, just to clarify, this is going to be a very quick lap of the map, just to give you a feel for what it looks like, the ambience of it, just to get your bearings a little bit. And we're not going to go into a huge detail about how these production works. We'll save those for over the weekend, but we will be bringing you a lot of live streams and content over the weekend, so you can get your head around what's going on with this so far looking potentially absolutely brilliant DLC. There is the store. We're going to drive straight past that just now, because here is one of the big talking points of the map so far, and that is the roller coaster. So let's just jump out here. We'll have a look at how you start off with this. It looks very derelict. and worn out at the moment. We know there are different stages of the construction of this from what we've been told already, but our information point here will give us a little bit more background. The roller coaster is a big project for the town of Silverrun Forest and therefore cannot be purchased. The construction requires prefab walls, metal, floor tiles, long planks, wood beams, chairs, barrels, buckets, planks, shingles, staircase railings and tables to be finished. Deliver these resources to the roller coaster to start building it. Once the construction is completed, be sure to book a ride. So, there you go. In essence, this is a glorified sell point, but you have to drop off specific quantities of different products, and that explains why we've got so many new productions on the map, because they all contribute to the construction of the roller coaster. So that's going to be a fun little task, getting that sorted over the period of playing a map. Now, it does only allow you to build this once per game save, which you would probably expect. We also have the boatyard. Should have got a faster vehicle, shouldn't I? And here is our boatyard ahead. And again, we've seen quite a lot of detail about this, quite a lot of information about this over the preceding months. Again, it's one of the new ways of using productions, where you contribute a load of different products and you get a staged build. So there you go. That's what you start with, an empty frame, and as you drop off the different elements, you will slowly build the boat. 2 stages to the boat, and now the roller coaster can't be purchased, but you can buy the boatyard for 125,000. So you can own that, and you're required to own that, I guess, to make the money from the boats that you sell. So there you go. It just says here that if you don't want to buy it or you don't own it, it acts as a normal selling station. But if you are the owner, you can then start to create your own boats. Now, they are launched every day at 2 PM, so think about it like the BGA, that it sells stuff at a certain point during the day. But you can repeat this as many times as you want, so could be quite a nice little lucrative income stream. But again, the buildings are fantastic, really, really nicely modelled. Big fan of these. So, on our right here, we have the large sawmill. And again, you can see the fields that are available on this map. Decent sized fields. So, you've got your grass, open grass space here. There's the sawmill behind as well. You can see all those piles of logs. So this is your 3 big fields. There is another one just over behind the tree line ahead, but there's your biggest field there, and you've got this one here, and this open grass area here. Crossing the train line there, as with the other base game maps, you can hire the train, lease the train, and take your products over to Elm Creek to sell. So as we join the road here, you can see, again, gives you an idea for the new tree types. Some nice trees here. There's a lot more variety in the trees, which feels nice. I'm going to head over this bridge here quickly and see the field on the other side, just so you've seen it. As you can see here, the train curves off into the forestry land, which is really nice. Again, lovely detail on the bridges here. It's just a really nice map. I am impressed. New foliage down there as well. Some of the plants. It feels completely different. And there's those misty clouds again, sitting in the trees, which we saw before. Very nicely done. A lot of character to this map. So as we arrive here with a car waiting patiently behind us, there is our Waffle Hut sell point. As you can see, very nice little diner there, and over behind it, just down the hill here, is our final small field. So there you go. There is your small field with a lovely little house there on the edge of the lake. Nicely done. We'll head up here just as the train goes past as well. Only 4 carriages on the train, and all appear to be logging related. Hear the chatter of the people in the restaurant as you get closer as well. Right, because we're in a relatively slow vehicle, that's where we are on the map at the moment. We are going to head up towards the rural farm here, and then up to the mine. Right, here we are. We're still on tarmac roads here. And we can just turn in here to the rural farm. which is, as far as I can tell, just a generic sell point. You can sell various different goods here. And when I said various, I meant just wood chips. That is the only thing you can sell here. But you've got a sell point, so good to know. So we'll leave that there. We will continue on our merry way at 22 miles an hour. But what we're going to do now, we will follow the road round. What this will give you a chance to see is the elevation changes on this map are huge. There is a real difference in the gradient as you work your way around the map. As you can see, we're dropping down into a little bit of a valley here. But we'll go around this hairpin bend here and we'll start to climb again up towards the mine. But you can see, like, all around the map, there's these little dirt tracks that head off into the woods. Very easily get lost up here. But look at that, as you go around, and you can see the mine on the hill here, and you can see that big hill there, or mountain if you want to call it that, with the lookout tower at the top. Again, those misty clouds sitting there. But just as we make the turn here, you can see as well all the old mine tracks. Again, just a little bit of attention to detail, a little bit of a bit of a backstory to the map, which is nice. But look at the detail on the old mine framework there, the old minecart framework. Really, really nice. Right, I'm going to head up to the top here. We're on the kind of more forestry roads and the more gravel roads, but you can see there's tracks on the road here. A lot of detail. These lights as well. Old-fashioned lights, I'm sure they come on later on at night as well. There you go, there's the old entrance to the mine, fenced off, clearly out of bounds now. And again, the old mine cart. Looks like it's been turned into some sort of rural cafe there now. Just grind through the gears here on this climb. And again, look, straight ahead of you there, the mist as you drive towards, and as you get closer it just dissipates. Really, really subtle, but really nice. So there we are at Iron Peaks. This is our mine. Now, it isn't per se a production point. You can't own it. It is just producing iron ore all of the time. So you just get this big pile of iron ore that anybody can help themselves to. There's no cost to it, but you have to take it and get it refined. So what we might do is load a couple of loads up and we will take it down somewhere and see what we do next with it. Let's put the bucket on. Again, look at this lovely Volvo, old Volvo loader. Very nicely done. There we go. 1,000 litre bucket there, so we can't get too much in. But we'll put it into this old Volvo trailer and we'll go and find where the processing plant for the iron ore is. Right, there we go. 1,600 litres. Let's run this down to the processing plant. Believe it or not, I've picked a vehicle that's even slower than the first one. Now, I've just had a look on the map and I cannot find the iron furnace for the life of me. It is in here in the productions. Looks a bit like that. So we're going to place this down and we'll take things from there. So there we go, we have just headed down back to where the fields were and we've just plonked it on this piece of grass here. But what we'll do, just tip our iron ore in here and we'll set things going. Now, we're back at the mine and we're back with our tractor, but I think if we continue around the map in that tractor, it's going to take us an age. So what we'll do, we'll jump up into the air and we'll have a little bit of fly around this area, give you an idea for the feeling of the map and the shapes and the way the map looks, because to be honest, other than the sawmill up here and the container port, we have obviously the waffle hut here, but other than that, it's just a lot of forestry. So let's have a fly around, see what it all looks like, and then we will regroup back at our farm. So up we go here. Let me just pop that to square so you can see where we're going, but we're basically heading right over the edge of these cliffs here, looking down to an old abandoned railroad track and the river down there below. You can see there's little bridges across rocky areas over here. The waterfalls are sitting, and we're going to find some of these streams as well. This flowing water that's been much heralded in some of the previews and looks absolutely tremendous. In fact, there's one there. Let's go and have a look at that. So there you go. Look at those waterfalls. They are really nicely done, and that flowing water as they move through their journey. And look at those. I have never seen water like that in Farmsim. That is really, really, really cleverly done. Hats off, Giants. That is very nice. Again, I'll look back to what I was saying before about those big changes in elevation. You can see them here. It's a really hilly map. Very nicely done. Now I'm going to fly a little bit faster here. What we've got here is a kind of a bit of a mountain lodge. No sell points or anything like that. The only thing that is here is a gas station at the front. So just a visual building. But it's nice to have these things dotted around the map. It makes it feel a little bit more lived in. Now you can see the road climbing here. It gets to this very high point here. And then starts to drop away again down the other side. Quite steeply, actually. As you can see. Again, we drop down here into another valley. So another high point here. And down into another valley. You can see all of these dirt roads peeling off them. There's so many of these all over the map, so see them all intertwining through there. We've got a nice watchtower there as well. What's going on that? And these bridges across all these ravines, different rivers. Slightly thinner covering of trees down here as well, but look at that. So many trees, and it's just not having any impact on the performance. Fantastic. Another lookout tower up there on another high point. As you can see, the main bridge that we drove across before to the other Waffle House, that's it down there. Just after the sawmill down at the bottom by the lake. So again, there is the second road. So as you can see now, we are at this split in the river here. We've just come over the top of this hill here, and we're looking up towards this road here and up to the second half of the map where the other sawmill is to the northern corner of the map. So let's head up and see that sawmill. So there you go. There's the big sawmill at the top of the map. Really nice models again. You can load things like wood chips onto the train here. And obviously logs as well. These huge log piles, which are visual placeables, but obviously set things off really, really nicely. Again, your wood chipper over there. Lots, it looks like a very busy yard here, and the train runs through here as well, obviously, so you can load it up with your logs and sell them on. This container area as well up here, which we'll look at into a bit more detail in another video. But there is a very large wood chip area as well, so you'll get a lot of wood chips in there. And again, over here, the big sequoia redwood trees, these bigger trees here. Now, I don't believe these are harvestable. These are just here as decoration. They are too big. I think they're a protected tree in the States as well. Somebody, I'm sure, will fill me in on that. But again, just lovely ambience detail. Just the dirt from the forest tracks as well. Looks really, really good. Again, more of these little streams running through the forests as well. Beautiful. Very, very nice. And here we are now heading south from where the sawmill was. Back towards the town. You've got another gas station here. And again, we're crossing another river just there. And another bridge over in the distance. But this is where the train now runs down back into the town. Ready to collect more supplies or send them off to another map to sell. So there we go, a very quick whistle-stop tour of Silverrun, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. It is, in my mind, absolutely the best map I've seen from Giants so far. So much attention to detail on this So many clever little new things as well, things that we've not seen before, which I really, really like. And the fact that the trees don't disappear when you go off into the distance, but it doesn't seem to have an impact on the performance. I can see modders getting very excited about that. I can see certain maps like Renabu, which have really struggled with performance and the limitations of the engine, really coming alive with this new way of dealing with trees. So I'm excited to see what modders can do with that. I'm excited to see what modders can do with these new staged construction builds as well. That's really exciting. Lots and lots of new stuff. So not just another map and more vehicles, but really clever thinking and a different way of approaching how we look at the game. And I'm really, really up for how good this is going to be. This is going to be pretty special DLC, I've got to say. So from me, for now, the Farmsim guy, thank you very, very much for watching this. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a good few live streams over the next couple of days. We're going to take a deep dive into lots of different elements of it. We'll look at the forestry and the machinery in more detail. We'll look at the productions. We'll maybe have a go at starting to build this roller coaster, and we'll just have some fun. Hopefully prime you guys, give you the information that you need, and hopefully, if you were on the fence whether or not you would part with your money to have a play with this, maybe convince you that it's maybe worth getting. We shall see. But thank you very much for watching, and look forward to seeing you over this next few days as we take a deep dive and have a look at everything to do with the new Platinum DLC. So, take care. Bye for now.